All right, welcome in, welcome back. I am your host, Andre Duke, and this is Steel City. Give me one moment. I am doing some links to get tweeted out, but appreciate everybody. Appreciate H Town on TikTok up this early, coming to you real early. Just trying to get everything situated. Appreciate everybody tuning in this morning. Um, that's just what it is. Let me get that shared. So, yeah, uh, if this is your first time checking us out, if you could do us a big favor, hit that like and subscribe button. Helps us grow the platform, grow the channel. Appreciate everybody on TikTok as well. Um, but yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Just trying out this time slot, this window, seeing what everybody thinks about it. I have been going in the evenings, but figured I would try something else out. Do something new. Maybe this will um, be more beneficial. Appreciate everybody, but without further ado, let's get into it. Just some other notes around the NFL realm. Here's a crazy stat when it comes to the New York Giants. I believe it was 2013. It was do I do fantasy takes? Yeah, I dabble in the fantasy realm every now and then. What do you got? I will pull up the schedules and see who everybody has this week, and that's just kind of what it is. Appreciate everybody on TikTok. Also everybody checking us out on Twitter as well. Um there is that. But when it comes down to it, okay, here we go. I traded uh Herbert Genty for Chase Brown and Worthy. I have Lamar as QB already. Uh I think you'll be all right on that end of it. Uh just kind of one of those deals. Appreciate the follow. Also, we're gonna take calls at some point throughout the show. If you can do us a I don't like how Genty's looking so far. Well, see, the problem is that the Raiders offensive line is rough right now. So that's kind of where they're sitting, um but everybody on TikTok, if you um hit the link that is in the I believe it's the bio. If you hit the link in the bio, it'll bring you over to the YouTube channel. So trying to bolster the YouTube channel as well, but uh, I would start Williams this week. But the crazier stat is um, what we have pulled up on the YouTube side of things. We got Eli Manning and Russell Wilson both throwing for 450 passing yards and losing to the Cowboys. That's just that whole Cowboys thing was a crazy ordeal. Um, Someone offered me Brees Hall for Sutton, for Chase Brown. I would pass on that. Just my opinion, but that's just me. We can go to the undefeated teams. So far, the Bills, Bengals, Niners. Niners are still undefeated somehow. Tampa Bay, um, Arizona, LA, Green Bay, Indy. Sorry, everybody. Everybody is going to school at the moment, and the dog is going bananas. So sorry about that, everybody. But there's that. Those are the undefeated teams left in the NFL at the moment. Uh, and then we'll get to what I was talking about with Tampa Bay. Is Baker Mayfield elite? Because I have the numbers uh, pulled up right now. His record is 21-15. Patrick Mahomes is 21-9. Um, Josh Allen is 26-10. Burrow is 16-13. And then you have Lamar at 26-9. Pretty much Lamar, Josh Allen, pretty equal. Everybody else, I mean, they're just a cut above Baker, but Baker is leading everybody in touchdown passes. He's leading everybody in passing yards. So we'll have to see how this year plays out, but I'm not so sure that Baker isn't just kind of leading the way on all this. That's just kind of my opinion, but it is what it is. Some people may not like the Baker angle of it, but Baker Mayfield is doing the damn thing. So that's kind of what it is. We'll get into playoff chances here. Buffalo, obviously, Baltimore. I mean, you can see everybody in green. Pretty much the second tier is Denver, Kansas City, Pittsburgh. I think it's just off of the 1 week thing. Also, the phone lines are open. If you want to talk Steelers, we're going to get there eventually, but the phone number is 260-255-4069 on that end of it. But Cincinnati, I think the Bengals go to what the Browns are going to be as far as playoff chances, just for the simple fact of Burrow's going to be out for a while. Don't know when Joe's going to be back. At I think the low end they said was, 3 months. I think that's what it was on the Burrow injury. Miami looks awful. We'll get to them in a minute. The Jets, who knows what the Jets are going to look like. Should I drop James Conner and pick up Travion Henderson? Yes, I would. I would do that. I would definitely pick up Travion and drop James Conner, because Conner has a very long and lengthy injury history. So there is that. But those are kind of the playoff chances for everybody going forward for the most part. Jacksonville, Houston, who knows? Indy looks great right now. I would say if New England loses this week, it will be bad for the Patriots, just to say the least. But who knows? we'll see how the season pans out. Miami, Jets, the Titans. I don't think those are playoff teams, but anywhere in the AFC South is kind of a dumpster fire at the moment. Um, Here's something interesting from the Monday night game. Tom Brady wearing a headset. Found that interesting. Would you drop? It depends on who's on your waiver wire. Steelers bench Caleb Johnson, rookie. Well, I don't know if he's benched, but he had an unfortunate play on Sunday. Can't say it totally cost them the game, but it was one of those things that it was a bad mental error, to say the least. That's kind of what it was, but it's just it is what it is. That's what the game was. And Scatterbo, I don't know. It depends on. I think it just depends upon how much Dable wants to use Scatterbo, to be honest. But with Russ throwing for the amount of yards that he threw for, I don't necessarily see them using a ton of Scatterbo. But Tom Brady on the headset, I'm sure that was fun for Chip Kelly. Appreciate you, Rob D. It sounds like maybe Derek Harmon is going to be back this week. So that's going to be a major positive for the Steelers. Highsmith is out, but he's not. I don't think he's a major factor in the run game. Should I be picking Wires, Colts, or Titans? I would roll Colts. But yeah, Tom Brady on the headsets. That's kind of where that's at. Interesting tidbit here from Jordan Love on Micah Parsons. He's by far one of the most competitive people I've ever met. It's funny whenever that happens. Would you trade Bijan, Jared Allen for Chase Buckley and Henderson? No, I would not make that fantasy trade, to be honest. Bijan will be worth his weight in gold by the end of the year, as long as the Falcons use him. That's just my opinion. Also, if you were a fan of any NFL team that had the Birds, first time since 2019, all 5 Bird teams went out. So there is that. Top 5 MVP odds. Lamar leading the way with Josh Allen, Jordan Love, Justin Herbert, and Jaden Daniels. I think Daniels took himself out of that. I think realistically, the MVP of the league this year is probably going to be Jordan Love, to be honest. That's what I think's realistically going to happen. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. Some people, Daniels versus Mayfield versus Jones. I'd roll Baker, to be honest. Baker's been super consistent so far. I read his stat line off. Let me get to everybody this week. Although I wouldn't be major in the Josh Allen market. I mean, Baker's got the 0-2 Jets, so we'll see. I mean, Aaron Rodgers threw 4 touchdown passes against them. So there's that. transited property, I think works in the NFL, not in college football. But Josh McDaniels, 28-25. Everybody thinks he's on the hot seat. I'm not shocked by that, but I would put Dable number one. Dable has had a tumultuous tenure, to be honest. So that's kind of where I'm at on the around the league NFL topics. I think, yeah, tomorrow night, Thursday night football, Dolphins, Bills. I don't know if the Dolphins get absolutely blown out. Appreciate the follow. If the Dolphins get absolutely blown out, do I drop Dak for Jake Browning? I don't know about that. That's a rough one. That is rough because I don't know what type of numbers Browning's going to put up, but on the Steelers front, Highsmith out for week 3. Steelers should already be moved. The Steelers should have moved on from the head coaching position. Yeah, I don't agree with that. Do I keep Jamar after the Burrow injury? Yeah, because I think Jamar is going to get touchdowns. It just depends. I think Browning will be kind of okay, to be honest. I don't think he'll lead them to the playoffs. It's going to be tough, but I think they'll win more games than the Browns. I could see them winning 8-9 games. So you're happy with making the playoffs and getting thrown out every year? Well, okay. I mean, if we want to have that debate right now, I guess we can. Who are you going to hire? That's kind of my argument there. Pittsburgh allowed the most points against the fourth quarter against RB start. Kraft or Kittle? I would take Kittle. My thing is that if you fire Tomlin, I mean, the Steelers have only had 3 coaches since 1969. So I don't think and Cowher didn't really have overwhelming success for, I don't know, Packers or Bills defense. I would take the Bills, but Cowher. No, Kraft. Okay, whatever. Kittle is injured. Yeah, that's what they say. Kittle is injured, but let's pull that up real quick. Let's pull it up. San Francisco plays Arizona. Full injury report. Where are you at, San Fran? I would think that they will have the defense fixed. I mean Pitts, not Kittle. I mean, I knew Kittle was dealing with something, but I didn't think he was ruled out. Let me go to teams because it'll have it there. But there's that. Now I got to find this because I really want to know. Okay, I guess Tuesday they put Kittle on injured reserve. But then again, for the outlook of it, I don't think I would I don't think I would be throwing Kittle on the waiver route. Nah, if I could enunciate, I wouldn't be throwing Kittle on the waiver wire. Also in Steelers news, Patrick Queen, oblique, Darius Slay, shoulder are likely to play with injury issues. So there's that. Deshaun Elliott, Joey Porter Jr. are questionable. So I would say they're both playing. So that's kind of where that's at. Here before too long. I would play Egbuka. I'd play Emeka. Also, the phone number is on the bottom of the screen if you want to call in. That would be great if you want to talk Steelers. So there's that. The number also is 260-255-4069 if you want to call in. We'll leave the phone lines open for a little bit, and then if nothing else, we will get out of here. So there is that. But yeah, there's kind of what's going on around the league. I guess the Vikings have signed Desmond Ridder, Pats Nation. Okay, well, that's kind of what it is. The Bengals and Joe Burrow. I don't know where the Burrow thing will get to the end of it. I just don't know on the whole Burrow side of things. I think that it's rough. I don't know what they're going to be able to do. Looking at some stuff here. Oh, wow. That guy's a weirdo. But I guess we'll see. I don't know. I guess New York Yankees. Okay. I would roll with Chad, I guess. But that's kind of where it's at. Also, the phone number is on the ticker. If you want to call, talk some Steelers, that's what we can do. Would Genty, Jordan Love for Devontae Adams be a good trade? I'm getting Adams. I say no. Kind of my opinion. I'm not a big fantasy football trade person, just for the simple fact of if you have a good draft, I get it. If you have a cornerstone of your fantasy team that has a injury, I don't think I would be doing a ton of trading, but you should also, if you're wanting to trade already, you should probably draft better, in my opinion. But that's just me. But we'll leave the phone lines open for 5 more minutes. The phone number is 260-255-4069. If you want to call, go ahead and get your call in now. Because that's kind of where we are at. But also, if you're watching on Twitter, come on over to the YouTube, hit that like and subscribe button. Help us grow this thing. The phone line is open, no wait at all, 260-255-4069. Also, for everybody watching on TikTok, the link is in the bio. Hit the YouTube link. It would be much appreciated if you came over and hit the like and subscribe. But yeah, there's no wait on the phone. If you want to call in. But yeah, for the most part, I don't think there's a whole bunch or a ton of news really going on in the NFL today. I mean, I guess we can roll down the ESPN.com giving up 31 points a game. The Steelers are toasted this year. Well, I think a lot of it is big time misalignments, to be honest. I think that has a lot to do with it. Did the Bengals sign? Oh wow, the Bengals signed Sean Clifford. Didn't know that. Okay, I guess we'll get to the Steelers side of it on ESPN.com. Probably will not be returning kicks. Caleb Johnson probably not returning kicks. We'll have to see. Probably not in the short term. Tomlin says in this weekly news conference, asked if Johnson would continue to be returning kickoffs. I'm clearly going to give Johnson an opportunity to work his way back from that. I believe his talent. He's a sharp young man, hard worker. So you leave that light on for him. You give him an opportunity to move from it, but he has to do that. Also, Tomlin goes on to say he has to display that his daily work, and he's going to earn himself back in that position to be blah, 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 blah. I'm open to it, certainly. AKA sounds like Caleb Johnson ain't returning kicks anytime soon. So he had a issue. That's what it was. It is what it is. The Steelers have moved on. Probably going to see somebody else back there. Also, whenever everybody was complaining about having old Cordell Patterson on the roster, but it's because of reasons like this. He made a mistake, and he's got to learn from it, move on from it, and that's what it is. I guess I'll give it final call. This is the last call for you to get your calls in. The number is 260-255-4069. If you want to call now, because outside of that, this show is a shorter show. And we'll be back tonight for the college football show. So if you want to call, get your calls in. We got a minute for that. And then Johnson single-handedly put the game out of reach. Well, yeah, you don't have to be a ortho surgeon to figure that one out. 1 minute, and then we are shut her down, and that's what it'll be for today for Steel City. I guess I'll completely keep moving the time. I guess we'll keep the time at 8:30 for this show. That's kind of what it is. But the call-in number, once again, is 260-255-4069. If you want to call, get it in now. If not, I think we're going to close up shop for today, and that's what it'll be. So there's that. I got no calls in the queue, so appreciate everybody on TikTok for tuning in. I believe we're going to shut it down. No calls. Nobody wants to talk Steelers apparently today, so I get it. They lost. That's kind of what it is. Makes it rough, but There's that. Appreciate everybody liking the live. Um, that's just kind of what we got going. But so there you have it. We will do everything to keep it moving. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll have the phone lines open again, and we'll talk to everybody later, and that'll be that. So, how did you like that beat down? Um, yeah, that tracks. That tracks a lot. But all right, we're getting out of here. We will talk to everybody later.